Becky, and this is makeup. I'm gonna start out with primer. If I can get some out. I just use a teeny bit. I'll put that in the T-zone, a little bit on my eyelids. Mostly just in the center of my face. Then I will put on foundation. And concealer. And then blend that out with my sponge. This is a damp sponge, which is how you're supposed to use them. Just run it underwater and let it expand, and then, you know, don't leave it dripping. Squeeze it out. And really just blend like crazy. You can rarely blend too much. Usually the problem is not blending enough. So even though it may seem like too much, just, I don't know, you just really want to make sure that you blend everything. And okay, now I'm gonna use my other concealer for under my eyes. And then do my brows while that is sitting for a moment. Okay. Now I will blend out that concealer, just using my sponge. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry for a second, but I will do powder next. Okay. Just making sure there's no creases. Then I'll just put that on my eyelid, just make sure that's all set, and then I'll just set everything else. I'll use a little bit more powder. Okay, then we'll go to bronzer. I like my big fluffy brush for bronzer, just because it helps make sure it's nice and blended. Okay, and then we'll use blush. Again, I think this brush is even bigger. Just really helps blend it out. Okay. Now I'm going to go into I think I'll use my Makeup Revolution palette. Use this one. And I'm gonna go into the I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's just like a, it's kind of orangey. Then do that on the other eye. I really need to wash my makeup brushes. If you have not washed your makeup brushes in a long time, here's your friendly reminder to do it now. I have a special like brush cleaner, but if you don't, you can use like a baby shampoo because it's really gentle. Okay, then I'm going to go into this shade. It's a little bit more orangey. Figure I'll try to not exactly match my shirt, but since I'm wearing a pinkish orangey shirt, we'll do eyeshadow that at least goes with it. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a brush without eyeshadow and just make sure that's blended really well. Okay. Going to do mascara. Just really simple eye look. I'm just gonna leave it at that today. I have a hair getting in the way. Okay, and I got a teeny bit of mascara underneath, but I'm gonna let it dry and just buff it off with a brush in a minute. I think the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this really neutral lipstick. Okay, and we are finished.